parting off some discs of steel, and I've never been very good at it, and it boils down to rigidity. And this tool was obviously originally only that high, and because it's only very thin between there and there, it's not a lot of distance, it actually just bent the end over because it picked up with vibration and it snagged it down. I've got quite a positive angle on the nose, and I've welded this extra piece on the bottom, and it just pushes back against there, and that has made it quite considerably stiffer. It's actually working at the moment, so that's one modification. The other modification, which isn't a modification, is to make sure that this compound slide is on top. It probably could be out a little bit further, so that there is at least on top of here, although it's not actually resting on that. It's it might be, I don't know, but anyway, at least you want that there over there. I had it overhanging here at one point and it chattered like mad, so that didn't work. Potentially, I haven't done it yet, it might be possible, which it would be, to put a bolt in there, a threaded tube with a bolt, and wind it apart to prop right underneath that tool post, and then the whole lot will travel in and out together. So the more overhang you've got here, you need to prop it up underneath, and I reckon that would save quite a bit. Then I'm running it between centres, obviously, because it's such a long piece of material, or in a centre. And then it still vibrated, and I had to use my steady, and the minute I put that on, this far out of the chuck, at the minute I put the steady on, it worked. I was parting off on power feed, and it was coming off like silk, I should say. So I shall set this up and get it going. As you can see, I've just touched off just to see what was going on, and I'm going to engage the power feed now. Hopefully it'll be okay. This is just ordinary soluble cutting fluid, and this is a bit of WD-40. Not a lot of difference. At one point I argued that WD-40 was better. Well, coolant seems to be working. I've got a through hole of 16mm, which is smaller than the finish hole that I need, and because this tool, as you can see, it doesn't have a great deal of depth to it anyway, so but it's doing the job. Seems to be doing okay. About the slowest feed I can muster out of this lathe. Like that, it's a bit of build up, so you can stop now, pull that out, pop that back in, just get it to the point where it's about to go, and then enter it, engage the feed again, a bit more coolant, just to make sure it's not snagging on anything. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's proof in the method, it's actually doing quite well. I've broken several high-speed steel tools, I've just snapped them right off, as it's taken them in underneath the workpiece. A little bit of chatter. Not chaffer. It actually just grated on a bit of swarf, I think. There he is. Now, I think that is a success. Alright, it's got a few lines in it. I've got to finish it off yet, but that's gone very well, and it's very parallel as well. It's not dished. So that's 3 I've turned off with the same carbide sharpening. So I don't think it needs touching up yet. Seems to be doing very well. So there you are. I had to reinforce this. There's no way that was strong enough. It's actually, that was really soft. It's almost like made of mild steel, that tool post, tool, parting off tool, I should say. And obviously it's limited. I could probably increase the depth of that a little bit if I needed another little bit, but I shan't worry about it for a minute. I should just make a bigger one. And so that's my next, well, one of my projects. I've sent off for a new indexable parting tool. I should try that. But also I'm thinking of making a parting tool which is easily maybe as mad as 2 inches deep blade, but maybe only 2 mil wide, with a bit of high-speed steel or carbide on the top, brazed on, and actually machine it out so that it's machined out of a wider piece of material. So you've got a semicircle that'll only perhaps machine or part off, I don't know, maximum 2-inch diameter or something like that, because of the curve. That way you've got more rigidity and stiffness, and because the tool will be going in underneath the workpiece. Anyway, that has worked. So you need a bit more rigidity. It would probably turn right up in the chuck. Possibly if you was turning, you know, cutting off, it would probably work without too much vibration. Just the center, just using a center in the work. But out this far, I don't know why I had to use steady. But it won't work with just the steady and no tailstock. I might try that. Right, do I dare? This is just the steady. I've just nipped up, make sure there's no slack in it. I've just got a bit of WD-40 on there as lubricant. It'll either cut or it will chatter. Yeah, that would go all the way. So the centre isn't really doing anything more than making me feel happier, because it's less likely to have any problems. But there we go. That is actually cutting just using the steady. So anybody really having trouble with this kind of parting off, like I did, needs to invest in some form of steady, and what it looks like, and reinforce their tool, make it a bit thicker, deeper blade, and make sure you've got your make sure you're not overhanging here. Make sure it's on top of the compound slide post. Also, which I haven't done, is lock up your slide, your saddle. There we go. Idiot's guide. So I can find the spanners. Yeah, job done. The point to make is that, yeah, this wants to be center height, but I don't know what height that tool bit is, because what I did is I started cutting more or less middle, and it started cutting, and as it got in further it was too high, so it was rubbing against the, I'll turn that stupid thing off. It was rubbing against the front face there, the clearance. So what I did is I undone this clamp and just lowered the tool just, I don't know, 15 thou, I don't know, and then tried it again, and it was cutting again, and then it ended up rubbing on the front face again because it just physically wouldn't cut in any further, and it was throwing out the automatic stop on the crossfeed. And so then I just undone that, lowered it another little bit, press that down, tighten it up until it would cut from outside all the way into the diameter I was finishing at, which is that diameter. And so I set the height up by using the tool to cut with. Now I can't now move the lathe. So what we're going to do is a matter of interest, is to see what kind of height I'm running at. Well, where are we to? There we go. We are, well, it's worked out. The camera won't quite focus there. I can't get in any better than that. But as you can see, that it's pretty much sorted itself out to centre height. So there you go. So that wants to be pretty much bang on centre. A decent amount of thickness of blade, nice and square. Over here, this tool wants to be straight, square to the workpiece. I just set this face up. Where's it gone? Oh yeah, the square that I dropped on the floor, which isn't now square. I set that up by putting that there against the chuck face, so that was like that. And I set that face up there. So that worked. And now, if I just show you this, this is machined off. It's the one I've just done. If I put that on there, which isn't the easiest thing to do, if I put that on there, remove, oh my god, there, square that side as best you can do this, but you can, as you can see, it's not cutting a dish or a concave face or convex. It's pretty darn good, I'd say. I can't complain. That's working. I'll give myself a well done and a pat on the back. Disaster. I broke the tip, but it was a tiny little piece of carbide about that big, silver soldered on. So I found this piece and I've silver soldered it back in there and shaped it up, and now I'm going to try it out. Yep. Basically I shaped it using, that's a diamond wheel, and these are diamond needle files and a diamond plate. And basically it shapes it up really well with using diamond. So even though it's a very wide blade, it seems to be cutting very well. So, whoopsie daisy, a bit tight. I have no idea of the height of it, I haven't set it up. But it looks pretty good. Quick set. I did buy this, which just turned up, and I bought the 26mm blade because it's deeper and it's only 2mm wide, but that's 16mm. Yeah. That's alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to machine some of this off, so it'll go in there. I haven't worked it out yet what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to go down or go up, or a bit of both. Really, I want a bigger post. That's what it boils down to. That might be the next mission. Another thing I've just done on this parting off is, when you're parting off and the tool's going in, and you then, hang on, yeah, you can move the slide. So as I move it in, I can push the slide inward. So what I've done is put enough tension on there, a bit more, there, so the tool cannot suck itself into the workpiece and dig in. And I've just cut that off on power feed, but I have to hold in the power feed handle because there's that much friction, it keeps popping it out. So I just hold that up, keeps it driving, let it go, it drops out, and cut that off perfect, didn't even flinch. And I'm getting swarf like that, continuous ribbons. So that is doing a lovely job.